Good evening. We'll call the City of Norwich Zoning Board of Appeals for Tuesday, June 11th, 2024. We'll call the meeting to order, 7:04. Roll call. Dottie Travers.
Present.
Dave Martin. Present. Bob Phoenix. Present. Ed Oppenbrook. Present. Mark Benjamin present. Also present, Denise Gilman, Richard Shuck, and Catherine Rose acting capacity as staff. We do have a quorum, so we can conduct business. All 5 present members will be seated tonight. Communications. Yeah. Hearing none. Acceptance of the May 14th, 2024 meeting minutes.
Phoenix motion to accept.
Second. What should I had with it? I didn't see it when I looked quickly. You acted as chair, Dave, and I don't know if it was recorded. Yes, it was. Okay, in the front. Okay.
Yeah, my motion was made to.
Okay. Yep.
Appoint Dave Martin.
Perfect. That's the only cool question I have. Any other questions? Hearing none. Motion to accept these as presented.
Okay, second.
Dave, second. All those in favor? Aye. Dave? Aye.
Phoenix, aye.
Aye. Mark Benjamin? Aye. Unanimous motion, minutes accepted as presented. Old business? Right. New business? B 2403, 37 Russell Road, request relief from side yard setback requirements of zoning regulations, section 1.1 for the construction of a second floor addition to the existing home. 2.5 from both sidelines with 10 feet required. Property of Rachel Lynn Gibbs, application Rachel Lynn Gibbs, assessed map 70, block 1, lot 15, in a multi-family zone.
So it's simple. Sure. Okay. Exhibit 1 is the application. 2, site plan. 3, assessor's field card. 4, abutters letter, notice of public hearing. 5 is legal notice. 5 is 7 is 6 is the meeting agenda. 7 is the abutters map, and 8 is the exhibit images, photos of the property.
Could the applicant please come forward, introduce yourself, say the name and address, come up, have a seat, name and address for the record, and what you'd like to do and why you need to do it.
So my name's Rachel.
You can have a seat.
Okay. Rachel and Gibbs. This is my house here that I bought. And I'd like to put a second story on because there's no way to put it on addition or add any additional space to the property without getting variance. We thought maybe we could add onto the back in that 20 foot by 25 foot section. However, it would be too much roof coverage, so we would need a variance anyway, and it just makes more sense to build up instead of taking out more of the yard.
So
Is that just lot coverage?
lot coverage, yeah. So they could build an addition into here and be conforming, but then it would create a non-conformity in the lot coverage. So they would have needed a variance either way.
Got it.
This is the least impact in my opinion.
Just one comment on the paperwork more than anything else. This is called variance V24.03, but the minutes of new business is 24.2.
That's different. That's last week's.
Oh, that's last week. Sorry, never mind. Okay, got it.
So in essence, you have a very tiny lot of the house that fills up all of the space,
Pretty much.
and any potential usable space,
Yeah,
and this is a 2-bedroom house or something,
yes, 2 bedroom, fairly.
and you just need more room for the family.
Yes, and those 2 bedrooms are tiny, so.
Okay. So even by going up, because the house is pre-existing non-conforming, you're still gonna need the variance just to match your existing
Yeah, just match
sidelines.
the-
You're not making the house bigger.
Nope.
It's taller.
Yep,
So what are you adding on? 2 bedrooms and a bathroom? Or-
haven't fully decided. We might be able to get 3 full bedrooms in the top half and make the bottom half a master bedroom where it's a little bit bigger, like turning the 2 bedrooms into 1 bedroom. But kind of depends on what we decide. We haven't really figured out the floor plan. It's kind of depends if we can squeeze 3 in or if we can only have 2 in the top with bathroom.
Good point.
No, and looking at this, received our emails, I did notice this is a pretty difficult situation, for the property owner. There really is no way to go but up. And, I did do a Google map, street map, view of the neighborhood, and, this is probably one of the only houses in the neighborhood that doesn't have a second floor, so.
It is.
It would be in keeping with the, character of the neighborhood to go up.
Yeah, I agree. Not expanding, just like straight up. Most of the houses in the area are already have 2 stories. So it fit right in. No issue at all.
It's an extremely small lot, small house, and a lot of times we're not supposed to consider cost financial, but reality is probably more expensive to go up than it is to put the addition on the back. You know, so they're gonna get a better product, and they're not really crying a financial hardship, which is nice to see. Anything else you'd like to add? Questions? So, we're gonna ask if anybody else wants to speak in favor, then we'll ask if anyone speaks in opposition, and then we'll give you a minute to rebut if there's any opposition. So, is there anyone else to speak in favor of this appeal? Anyone else to speak in favor? Anyone else to speak in favor? Hearing none, is there any opposition? Any opposition? Any opposition? Hearing none. Once we close the hearing, we can't take additional testimony. So if there's anything else you'd like to say, now's your chance.
I don't think so. I think I'm all good.
Okay. Questions? I'd like to get a motion to close.
Motion to close the, B 2403 hearing.
I second.
All those in favor of close?
I
Yeah, it's motion closed. Thank you. B 2404, 42 Jones Court request relief from zoning regulation 4.8.5 to construct a 2nd-story addition on an existing non-conforming single-family home in the general commercial zoning district. Property Zachary Scott Stewart, application Zachary Stewart, assessors map 116, block 1, lots 25, general commercial.
Exhibits, number 1, application. 2, GIS showing the site setbacks. 3 is the assessor's field card. 4 is the abutters letter notice of public hearing. 5 is the legal notice. 6 is agenda. 7 is the abutters map. And 8 is the elevations.
Would the applicant please come forward and explain to us what you'd like to do and why you need to do it? We had a pretty good opening practice run.
Hi, I am Zachary Stewart. I'd like to add a second floor to my house to give myself more
Your
room.
address, please, Mr.
Uh,
Stewart.
42 Jones Court, Connecticut. And to build a second floor and to fix the leaky roof I have.
But your hardship isn't necessarily the property line, like the previous one, is the fact that you're in a commercial zone.
Correct.
So you can't do anything besides convert it to commercial without a variance.
That's what I was told, yeah.
So in order to maintain your residential use, you'd like to make an expansion, and that's why you're here tonight.
You are also just going straight up, not expanded at all.
Yep, just straight up.
Done.
Yeah. Okay, same question. How many bedrooms and bathroom?
It'll be one full bathroom and then just one open room for now. And then years later, I'll put it into separate rooms.
That's a good thing. Good point.
So on this map, is this the house?
Correct.
What are the other buildings on that? Are there
That'll
other
be
buildings?
a 2-car garage on the driveway and then I call it a work shed
Okay.
where I have my wood shop.
Okay.
Yeah. Some image of the exterior of the house, I don't see any of that here. I'm looking at the property, property map.
Should be on the field card there.
This
Bob.
looks like a parking lot, is that right?
Yep,
Is that-
so I'm right next to Three Rivers.
Oh, okay, that's right. Yeah, I apologize. I did look this up. It was when I got the email, which was, beginning of the week. As I understand this, right-of-way line is, oh, there we go. Right, okay. That answers my question. I was looking for the tree lines between you and the college. So, you're not gonna do anything with the rest of the yard. It's simply the house that you're going to.
Yep.
For the second story on. Okay. And again, I do see that the rest of the neighborhood has already gone to second floors. So again, this would be in keeping with the character of the neighborhood.
Yeah, I agree. Keeping, in character with the neighborhoods and that second floor, not expanding the house.
All right, same thing. So I'll ask anybody else to speak in favor, then opposition, then I'll forward you a moment again. Anyone else to speak in favor of this appeal? Anyone else to speak in favor? Anyone else to speak in favor? Hearing none, anyone to speak in opposition? Any opposition? Any opposition? Hearing none. Anything else you'd like to add, Mr. Stewart? No. Doesn't have anything? I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to close, public hearing, 2404.
I second it.
All those in favor, close?
Aye.
Bob, Ed, Mark, unanimous. Motion closed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Station V 2406. One 47 Warwick's Hill Road, request for relief from zoning regulation 1.1 to reduce the side yard setback from 40 feet to 25 feet for the construction of a deck on the rear of the home. Property of Matthew Van Der Malen and Bonnie Flicker, application of that Matthew Van Malen, assessors map 98, block 1, lot 7, R80 zone.
Exhibits. 1 is the application, 2 is the site sketch, 3 is the assessor's field card, 4 the abutters letter notice of public hearing, 5 is a legal notice, 6 is the meeting agenda, and 7 is the abutters map, and 8 is the deck.
All right, the applicant, please come forward, name and address for the record, which you'd like to do, and why you need a variance to do.
Hello, my name is Matthew Vandermalen, address 147 Willicus Hill Road. I nailed my name, by the way. Thank you. We're looking for a variance, mainly based on our property lines and the odd shape of them and where our house is situated on the property itself. The deck itself is, the main reason is to have a legal landing for the exterior door, but also for personal recreational use.
I can explain this.
Okay, please do.
Okay, so this was the original survey of the property. So Denise and I actually met him out there to see what was really going on and try to figure it out so that we could put it into a map because the GIS was so far off. And luckily we found this. So if we look, this right here, where the cursor is, that represents the back corner of the house, of the back wall. So from that corner to this property line is 22 feet. From this wall to here to the pin was 32 feet. So then his deck comes over 20 feet from the edge of the house. But then I just penciled it in, scaled it out, and did the math. So he's with the little jog on the deck, and I'll show you the deck plans. He's 25 feet here from the edge of the property.
What's our required setback?
40, yes.
40.
Yeah.
Portion of the house that is not,
Correct. The house is already, yeah,
at least a portion of.
correct. And actually the butter that lives in the house here did call me this afternoon and asked if he needed to come in. He wasn't planning on it, but he said he'd go for it. So this is the deck. Kind of. Really what the deck would look like.
Is there any existing structure there, any steps or anything?
There are steps that we would be covering on the farthest end of that. Basically, where the steps are now would be the finished edge on the side of the closest to us right now.
So the sliding doors, are there, this thing or that?
It is existing. Yeah, the steps are right there. Yeah. Mhm. The steps are a little off center though, because there was a door that the door, it like single door was replaced with a slider. So now it's like slightly off and the stairs aren't actually like usable.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the stairs aren't actually at the opening?
That's correct. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Did you consider the flopping this plan, put your push out on the other side, or is that not feasible?
It's not quite feasible just based on usage. The image is a little off based on like, because this plan is just from online, where the jog out, the sliding door, like it will be on the other side of where the image is showing. So
Okay.
it'll be slid as far to the far edge as possible.
well.
Yeah. Mhm.
So you'd probably have to put it on the side of the house to, on the, let's see, where's north?
To be within the current setback, we pretty much have to put it outside of our bedroom.
Okay, yeah, that's something to think of. Definitely. Very,
Yeah.
all right.
The garage that's shown there, that's your
Yeah, that's on the property. It's just a
And that street up above that we don't see. We have to get it done.
Oh, that, it's just a yard, it's not, it's just a shed.
Oh, it's just a
Not
shut
garage.
down car.
Yeah, no. And maybe at one time it was planned to be, whenever this was, I'm not really sure.
Looks like a pretty old map.
By the assessor's card, it shows the house was built in 79.
Yes,
I think it's a question for more from Rich. Has zoning changed up there since 79?
Zoning's changed, and this was, from talking to the gentleman earlier today, getting the history, this was all one big farm at one time, so they were all family houses, and when they split this off, they basically drew that line at the minimum of what the zoning was for the setbacks at that time.
Just trying to put
Yeah.
my head around
Yeah.
how we got to here.
Yeah.
it's the same thing today too.
Yeah, this used to be his sister's house.
Got it?
Oh, I love the deck. It's gonna be beautiful once it's up.
She has great taste.
Dave? I don't have any additional. Bob?
No, I'm pretty good with the questions I already had, so what's that?
Ed?
No questions? I did take a look there. It's very nice. It's even be a nice.
Thanks.
So same thing. I'll ask both and then give you a moment again. Anyone else to speak in favor of this appeal? You can speak if you'd like. Anyone else to speak in favor? Anyone else to speak in favor? Hearing none. Any opposition? Any opposition? Any opposition? Hearing none. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, thank you, appreciate your time.
The board doesn't have any other questions? Any motion?
Motion to close.
Second.
Bob and Donnie? All those in favor, opposed?
Aye.
Unanimous. Motion closed. Okay, we'll go right into discussion. B 2403, 37 Russell Road, request relief from side yard setback. Current zoning regulations, section 1.1 for construction of a second floor addition to the existing home. 2.5 feet from both sidelines with 10 feet required. Property ratio with Gibbs, application rate Gibbs. Assessors map 70, block 1, lots 15, multifamily zone.
Motion to approve.
It's second.
I feel that the hardship is pretty self-evident on the property map.
Make that part of your motion.
Oh,
Hardship.
all right.
All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'd like to amend my motion to approve, to include the hardship being the lot size and the availability of square footage property. And that there are very few options for the owner to enjoy the most and best use of their existing building.
I agree with you. The size of the property is a major factor. So you're not getting all the proper use of it too.
Obviously, it's basically existing house is not conforming. And the lot size doesn't allow expansion of the house without some type of variance. And it's a small house, so I think this is the best solution. Have a second one.
Yeah, just like to add that, as I stated in the hearing, that the neighborhood is currently populated with many two-story buildings, so this would be in keeping with the character of that neighborhood. it would not be detrimental.
I agree with everything that's been stated. I have no issues with it at all.
I'll also be willing to support this, given an 800+ square foot house on a 4,000 square foot lot. There's not many options. And, too small of a house, and she has the right to expand it. This is the least offensive. So I'll be supporting it. All those in favor of the grant? Aye.
Aye.
Dave, aye.
Bob Phoenix, aye.
And I, Rebecca,
Mark Benjamin, aye. Unanimous, motion carries. Request 2404, 42 Jones Court, request relief from zoning regulation 4.8.
Mr. Chairman, point of order, did you want to advise?
I'll leave them all right. 4.8.5 to construct a second-story addition on an existing non-conforming single-family home in the general commercial zoning district. Property is Zachary Scott Stewart. Applications for Zachary Stewart, Assessors Map 116, Block 1, Lots 25, general commercial.
Motion to approve with the hardship being that the property is a residential property within a commercial zone, and any improvement to continue the residential use would need a variance.
Second that. Okay. Comment? Motion for a second.
It's just the location. No. It'd be more viable than 47 story. Utilize the property, that's right. To improve it.
The basically right on the edge of the commercial zone. The rest of the, neighborhood is residential in reality. And so that's why I interpret this map, so it's not in keeping with that, but to keep it residential.
On the appearance side of it, beyond the hardship, going with a second floor addition, I think would be more conducive to the separation from the college, as opposed to expanding out towards the college. So I think would be more conducive to both the aesthetics of the adjacent commercial property as well as the neighborhood.
I agree. I also see that a lot of the houses in the area already have 2 stories, so this would fit right in. So, and,
The only other comment I was going to make is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Rich, but this was a residential neighborhood. It was built as a residential neighborhood, and no fault of the owners of the town, so changed the zoning and made it commercial. They put them in an unfair circumstance where now they have to comply to commercial regulations. And in order to maintain their residence, they're forced to go for a variance.
The zoning's changed.
The zoning changed around them. It's not like they bought a commercial property, they're coming and asking for it. So this is something that the city created. So again, so I also will be supporting this. All those in favor?
Aye.
Dave, aye.
Bob Phoenix, aye.
and I, Rebecca,
Mark Benjamin, aye. In application 2406, 147 Williams Hill Road, request from zoning regulation 1.1 to reduce the side yard setback from 40 feet to 25 feet for the construction of the deck on the rear of a home. Property, now I'm conscious about it. Matthew Van Malen. Application Matthew Van Malen, Assessors Map 98, Block 1, Lot 7. It's an R8 zone.
Motion to approve, based on a hardship of in, current zoning setbacks, are inadequate for, the development or any other use of, expansion for this property, for this building on this property.
Anything else you want to add, Bob?
No, I think so. We got a second met, so.
Discussion?
No, I like. I think it was beautiful. It improved the value of the property, that's for sure.
It's the hardship is the existing, location of the house and at least a portion of the house, if not the whole house is non-conforming. Anything adding to the back. Needs a variance. So the full size deck and some type of landing steps or something to be able to go in and out of that door. So yeah, I'll be speaking for you.
Well, yeah, it's a plan. It helps with safety, egressing the house through the back door and helping to improve the usability of the outdoors as well. The only recommendation I would make is to include another pier on your 14-foot run, which will eliminate your deck to bounce when people walk across.
No taken.
Ed?
No issues at all. Like, again, I think it's gonna increase the value of the house. It's a nice step.
All those in favor?
Dottie, I.
Bob Phoenix, aye.
And Rebecca,
Mark Benjamin, aye. Motion passes. So all three of you, your variance is passed. There's a 15-day appeal period, which you can't do anything until the appeal period is over. After that point, Rich will reach out to you and tell you what your next steps will be. You have to wait for 15 days and file in the town clerk's office, then come in and get your permits.
Right, so what we'll do this week is get the notice. We have to file a notice in the newspaper of the decisions. Once it's in the paper, there's a 15-day appeal period. So I'll generate the filings that need to be filed in the clerk's office for each of them, send them in the mail to you, and they'll have a letter with instructions to file it. And then it'll have a date at the bottom of it that says, you know, we can't be filed before this date. So we get that done this week and it goes in for Friday, then it'll be 15 days from Friday. Pressure's on.
Oh, boy.
Can we also include because two applicants don't really have plans that these approvals run concurrent with the house. So for they want to do.
Once the variance is filed, it stays, with the house forever.
Yeah, so what we're saying is that the variances are approved and they are concurrent with the house. So if you don't have a plan, you're not in a hurry to make a plan. The approval runs with the house and the property.
Yeah, it doesn't expire. It's not valid unless it's filed in the clerk's office, but it never expires.
Have updates?
Nothing.
To ask you to reach out to John to find some more alternates. Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All those in favor of adjourn?
Dottie, I.
Unanimous. Meeting adjourned 7:39.